You're ready there.
I'm ready.
All right.
Ready. I can't do shit, but I know I want to. Maybe if we talk about it, I'll find shit to do. I got a brain somewhere and you got one too. Da-ba-da-da, something to be fucking do. Alright.
All right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's been kicked.
Bye.
A stranger.
Oh,
I
What?
think I've been activated.
why aren't you over there?
I know. It genuinely affected me. My brain was like, right, well, now I need to get everything together. Can't kick Arnold Schwarzenegger in the back.
No.
It was, I think, like an Arnold thing.
It's just an Arnold thing.
Yeah, like a athletic, strong man.
Like the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, I think it was that in Johannesburg.
Right.
And someone just came up and drop kicked him in the back.
What?
He was fine.
Well,
'Cause
of course he was.
Because of course he was fine. But like, yeah, my brain was like, well, this is like a call to arms.
Yeah.
I need to stop drinking fizzy drinks. I need to, need to start lifting weights again. But yeah, he said he's not going to he's not going to do any legal action. He just hopes the guy's learnt his lesson. He
My back destroyed him.
he kicked me and I kicked back with my back. Yeah, Schwarzenegger, 71,
Yeah.
responded to concerns for his well-being by posting a message on social media. A lot of you have asked, but I'm not pressing charges. I hope this was a wake-up call. I hope this was a wake-up. You cannot kick me. And the attacker gets his life back on track. I hope he's doing well. Best way to respond to everything.
What would you have against Arnie?
I don't know. Nothing. You can't imagine you having anything against Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Like, he had negative press about having an affair. It's the only thing I can think
Years
of.
ago.
Yeah. Yeah, a long time ago. But like, well, a long time ago, like 5 years or something. But
Enough.
yeah, he hasn't really done anything negative. It's probably just a fan just being like, I'm going to kick Arnie and see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Schwarzenegger said that he was initially unaware he was kicked. What was that? He thought he'd just been jostled by the crowd, like someone just bumped into him or something like that. Now, that's what he says, right?
Yeah.
But there is a video, and like he's released the video and been like, he's responded quite well to it. To be fair, he's been like, look, if you please don't share the video because he's a madman. We don't want to, give him more praise for doing something silly because it's going to promote more violence in society.
Fair enough.
Arnold.
Very measured.
Yeah, and he said like, but if you have to, like I know many of you must. Here's a video that's been muted and the guy's been blurred out. So if you're going to share something, share this. You get you get the mini film that you wanted,
Yeah.
but without the acclaim for the guy. And it's not the best dropkick in the world.
Is it like knee high?
No, it's in his. He gets height,
Right.
but like he doesn't get the power in his legs. He hadn't been doing enough squats. I could dropkick better. I wouldn't, but
Yeah.
I think
No,
I
of
could.
course not.
Yeah, and he did. It didn't respond as if someone like accidentally bumped into him. He did respond like, something's
Yeah.
happening. But like, it's a good response on social media.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah.
I just hope he's learned his lesson. He didn't do anything. He's got attacked. He attacked
Yeah.
him and then fell over.
Yeah.
People arrested him.
I can't. It makes sense that he didn't press charges
Yeah.
just because of who he is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, like I'm taking you to court. You're going to spend 3 days on community service. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, no, just learn from this. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. But yeah, it was the genuine moment because, it's weird for me because I think Arnold Schwarzenegger's played a big part in has been a big role model throughout a lot of my life.
Yeah.
For him to like not exist would be very strange. So just the remembering that he is in danger kind of fits into my narrative. Well, we need to do something. Same thing as Slipknot released a new song, I think, last week.
Yeah.
And it was like, just Slipknot is still so fucking good.
Mm.
Like, maybe not the best track in the world, but they're still like, it's a Slipknot song that
Yeah.
has the heart of a Slipknot song.
Yeah, well, it's the bassist died, didn't he? And
Yeah.
Joey's left,
Yeah.
and that's your whole rhythm section, like that you've had to replace.
Well, they got like 3 drummers.
yeah, but the
yeah,
guys
they're
that
main
do the
drummer.
but that do the real kind of
Yeah,
work
and Joey
on it.
was like the original member.
Yeah,
But they still, and their album without him still worked.
yeah,
But yeah, just another bit of like, as I'm seeing more and more television shows and films, I'm a bit like, I'm not quite getting into it.
yeah.
It's nice to have a little bit of, Slipknot's still Slipknot.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger's still getting kicked and not caring. The world's still alive.
Yeah.
You can imagine like these old people who are like, this isn't music, and all that kind of stuff slowly going towards it. It's like, wow, that is.
Yeah.
You see all your worldview, all your world understandings just start to slip away, and suddenly they're replaced by One Direction. You're like, this isn't my world.
What happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's slowly creeping towards that. But yeah, that's been my week. Interesting that and more drug trial nausea.
Yeah.
I took a break because I wanted to feel alive, and I'm back on it. I was sick for a while, so I kind of stepped off of it to try and get some good sleep.
Yeah.
And then was on and off it, and then now I'm back on it, and immediately it's just like, oh god,
Yeah.
back on. Not square one, it's like square 7, but square 7 was the worst.
Ugh.
So we'll see how that goes.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been me.
So thanks for sitting so close to me for the next.
That's all right.
hour
It's
and a
not
bit.
contagious. It's just you
No,
might
but it's
spill
projectile.
on you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it might land on you. But
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Mm.
But yeah. Other than that, a bit of normal social stuff.
Yeah.
Gone out and done. Have you done things? I can't remember.
Did some filming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wrapped up my first kind of commercial project this week. I just need to like get the edit on now, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
good. Like that's exciting for me anyway.
Yeah.
More Tim Allening. I got into Tim Allen,
Tim Allen's gone.
which is
In.
good. Did the workshop, passed. Now I'm in. Yeah.
Did you watch that Conan interview in the end?
I didn't. No.
Or watch
I
it.
did, well, you explained it to me. I was just like, I don't know.
It's not fun.
Buzz. Buzz.
Yeah, but with Steve becoming more and more Tim Allen, I came across a random Tim Allen interview on Conan,
Yeah.
and it was just really bad.
Yeah.
It was just like this guy trapped in the 70s, making 70s jokes that nobody's laughing to.
Yeah. Well, it's not his. To be fair, it's not really his audience. Like he's got a long.
Yeah.
I mean, to be. I haven't seen it. Like it's probably not our cup of tea anyway.
Mm.
But he's got like a sitcom. Was it Last Man Standing?
Oh, I don't know.
That
Maybe.
that ran on ABC for ages and then got cancelled because it's not liberal enough. And now Fox have picked it up because they
right.
did that with everything. It's the same reason they cancelled fucking Roseanne. Like apart
Yeah.
from like 'cause they really
Apart from the
weren't.
craziness.
Yeah, they weren't mad about it to begin with, and then
Yeah,
doing that was like a good excuse to.
The axe dropped very quickly as in
Yeah.
they wanted to get rid of it anyway.
Yeah. And
Not liberal enough.
yeah, so now Fox have said, well, like we'll pick it up and do another couple of seasons, and that for, amongst his demographic has been like very well received. Like it had good ratings on ABC for the whole time it was on. It's just they were just like, it doesn't really fit our network anymore, so we're cancelling it.
It's so weird.
It's
Like
strange.
it's more and more like now there's milkshakes are weapons.
Yeah,
I
and
don't understand.
like and it's fine. Like it's
Everyone's
fine
acceptable.
apparently. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, that's like there was a YouGov poll, and
Milkshakes.
yeah, and it was one in 5 people polled said that it was okay to use milkshakes as a form of protest. So it's
Drink a milkshake as a protest.
No, yeah,
Don't
but they're on
attack
about
someone with
throwing
it. Yeah,
them.
it's
Like, and
ridiculous.
it's like you. What if every single time anything like this happens, I'm just like, what if it was the other way around? Like, because I remember there being fucking uproar when Corbyn got egged or something, and like, and that guy ended up with a month in prison. Everyone's like, oh, it's not long enough. It's assault. And it's like,
Yeah.
it was an egg. Like I know, like it's he
Eggs don't give you
he
brain
shouldn't
freeze.
have done it. Does that mean milkshake people like?
Yeah.
And it's
just daft.
it's fucking hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's just daft. I mean, there was I hate Piers Morgan. I still do. But there was like an interview he did on Good Morning where he was basically saying that same premise
Yeah.
of like, are you okay with female politicians being attacked by random men with milkshakes, to someone who did attack someone with a milkshake, I think.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, well, that's a different situation.
No,
and
it's not.
that's very different. And it's like, well, just, I mean, if you want to break it down really simply, you go, well, you have to recognize that number one, some people die if they get milkshake on them. They're allergic to dairy.
Yeah.
They're allergic to this. So it's a murder weapon. So it's not okay to do that. Two, like, what if it was an innocent child? Can you shove a milkshake down into an innocent child's face?
Yeah.
No. What about a random member of the public? No. But if they stand for a political party, which political party?
Yeah.
Oh, well, only some. Well, what? No, it's not okay to attack people.
No. And also, like, where do you stop that? Because you like,
Yeah.
you think it's fine to throw milkshakes. It's very good potential it could hurt them, but it's not going to damage them for life unless you drop it from a great height or something. But that's not the point, like, because it then escalates. It's like, well, this person didn't throw a milkshake. This guy
threw a waffle.
Yeah. And then this guy threw a donut with a rock in the middle of it. And like, and then it just escalates to, well, he only shot him.
But you see, I wouldn't mind if it wasn't such a stupid thing to do, because it just, like, even the message just sounds like a child going, nah!
Yeah, yeah.
That's your political protest? It's, nah!
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you want to.
The dumb thing is that there's like what's his name? You don't like him. I'm not.
Yeah, the
I'm
Cole someone, but Sargon of a card.
He's had the milkshakes and stuff.
Yeah, him and Nigel Farage, I think, have been at the centre of him. And just before the podcast started, like half an hour ago, it was reported that Nigel Farage was surrounded. His bus was surrounded by milkshakes, and he couldn't leave the bus.
It's so stupid.
As in, there were 3 hooded figures in the crowd holding a milkshake.
Stupid. But that's the thing. It's like there's so whether people agree with him or not, like, I'm somewhat indifferent at this point. But like the thing is, like, Carl Benjamin's been going around doing like these talks, like, in towns all over the place.
Change my mind kind of thing.
But encouraging people who don't agree with him to come up and talk to him. And your response is to throw a milkshake at him. Who's the one that's, like, discouraging discourse here?
Well, yeah, it's just who's the one trying to smother people from talking. I think that's the main thing. That when people talk about freedom of speech and they say they want to no platform somebody, you just go like, well, it's that same thing that I said about LGBTQ people in Marvel films. Like, if you put an age rating on a film because there's LGBT content, then all you're doing is trying to remove conversation about LGBTQ topics.
Yeah.
And by milkshaking people, you're trying to stop them from having a discussion about that person.
Yeah.
And instead being like, don't talk to him, he's covered in milkshake.
Yeah.
It's like, why not just talk about it instead of throwing your toys out of the pram on your milkshakes into your politicians?
Yeah, and the trouble is, everybody that sees that and decides that's a really fucking childish, stupid thing to do is then going to be in favour of this guy, regardless of whether they fucking agree with his politics or not. You're driving people over to their side by doing this stupid thing.
Yeah, and again, it's that whole retrospect. When you look back on something and you understand, not retrospect, it's called something else, hindsight, right? So, like, if somebody throws something at somebody, no matter what it is, they can react in a number of justifiable ways, knowing that they don't know that it's a milkshake. If someone threw something at someone in the street, you could attack that person because, like, maybe it's a grenade, maybe it's a rock, maybe it's something crazy.
Yeah.
You go, like, so it's all you're doing is just allowing a situation that could go absolutely insane and saying that you're perfectly fine with it because you know in hindsight it's a milkshake. It's like, no, you don't know what it is when it's happening at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't understand anybody who says it's okay to throw anything at anybody.
No.
You go, and it's a form of protest. Okay, well then accept that it's a crime and you're going to prison.
Yeah.
You need to serve time. If that's the case, okay. You want to go to prison for your protest, okay, you're standing up for what you believe in and you'll accept the consequences. But you're saying you want to stand up for what you believe in, but you don't want to suffer any of the consequences. You just want the YouTube virality.
Yeah.
Virality?
Yeah.
That's all you want.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, yeah, if you, like, some people in people protested President Kennedy and shot him. Like, you're saying that you want to have the same kind of thing, but with none of the consequences. You just want to I threw that milkshake, I'm going on Good Morning Britain. Okay, great. No, just go fuck yourself. You're not helping. Yeah, just seems odd. And yeah, just the
yeah, so childish.
So strange. Especially when they're trying to defend it with like intellectual argument. You're like,
Yeah.
no, what you did is
Yeah.
defend it if you want. I
Yeah.
don't know. What is it you want to do?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a waste of milkshake as well.
Yeah. And
Citrus
like,
milkshake.
well, it's only it's a McDonald's milkshake, but it's
Or is it though?
sometimes it's Burger King.
Oh no, I believe Five Guys. I think was the most recent one.
Really?
£5.25 for that milkshake. That's what they reported.
That's a fucking waste.
Yeah, salted caramel and banana.
That sounds
Weird
like
flavours.
I'd go with that.
Never been a big fan of banana and chocolate.
I think I had one from them that was like butterscotch or something like that. It was
Yeah.
alright, but I didn't want a litre of it or whatever the fuck they gave me. Like, it was huge.
Didn't want it on a politician.
No, I don't
It's
want to drink it
quite
off
well.
someone. I just want to drink it.
Just want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Want to have brain freeze.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about milkshakes. When McDonald's had a load of problems with their milkshakes, didn't they? Because now they've introduced environmentally friendly straws. People aren't happy because they've got paper straws and the milkshake tastes different and it doesn't quite come through as well as a plastic straw.
Oh.
And people want it removed. Bring back the plastic straws. Save the planet unless it affects the milkshake.
Yeah. People are fucking
Go out and
fickle.
vote unless they're covered in milkshake. Why is the world centered around milkshake?
If you require a straw, buy yourself a straw.
Yeah.
Like Vix has got a load of like glass straws.
Yeah.
Like and you can get like unfolding like metal ones and stuff that go on key rings and things. Like if that's something that really matters to you,
Yeah.
to have a straw and
Yeah.
to not use the quality of straw that they provide, then bring your own fucking straw.
But then you go, well, then just have them have straws, but charge for them.
Yeah.
And then, but then again, that money won't go towards reducing plastic.
Yeah.
Still don't understand how a bag for life that you pay for doesn't help towards reducing plastic collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just profit or whatever. I need to double check that fact because to me that makes no sense. So we'll see. I'll double check.
as far as I'm aware, the money from plastic bags normally goes towards community programs.
Yeah, but fuck that. If the problem is there's too much plastic and the solution is to start charging for plastic, people are going to pay it anyway. So just put it towards plastic conservation or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just makes sense. That's obvious in my brain. No, we want a better community theatre. Okay, but does that mean that plastic pollution isn't a problem?
Yeah.
Make up your mind. No, but David wants to clean his saxophone. Oh, okay.
With
Fair.
plastic.
Yeah, with money from community saxophone cleaners. Yes. You could have that.
What?
Community saxophone cleaners. It's the thing about like what is a community
Quite
project.
specific.
Yeah, but like a community orchestra, and then you have people looking after their
It tends
stuff.
to be
Food.
like doing up parks and playgrounds and starting like programs and youth groups and things like that.
Paid for by bags.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fair enough.
The Sainsbury's Bag Foundation, and it's nice for them because they get to pretend they're doing something good as opposed to doing something they were forced to do.
Yeah. Yeah. They give you poker chips in Tesco, don't they? If you buy something, they give you a little blue poker chip. Like,
Yeah, they
give,
do that.
Give that to charity. Give that plastic to charity. Make up your mind. Oh, this one's for the Shed Society.
Oh.
Isn't it lovely? Anyway, some stuff in the news this week. Have you ever been bored being Tim Allen? Moments of boredom?
Not as of yet. There's so much variety in the day of Tim Allen
Yeah.
that I just can't get enough of it.
Well,
man,
fair
to
enough.
Be honest.
I mean, retail can sometimes be a bit boring. I know Tim Allen tends to dip into retail every now and then. Two bored retail workers accidentally started a fire by cremating a mouse. They didn't accidentally start a fire
Yeah.
because they set fire to a mouse.
Yeah, no, they
intentionally.
purposefully burnt a mouse.
But it caused like £2 million, 1.6 million pounds of damage.
Fucking hell.
It was a very rare mouse.
Yeah.
Ashley Finley, naming and shaming them.
Yeah. Mouse burner, Ashley
Yeah,
Finley.
you bastards. And Disney Simmons.
Disney.
Dysney.
Oh,
Disney.
for goodness sake.
Oh dear. 23. So 23, what? That was like 96? 23? 90? Yeah.
Maths.
1996.
Yeah.
Maybe Disney was big
Yeah.
at that point. Probably was.
Yeah, it was like Yeah, that was peak kind of cartoony Disney. That's
96 was Toy Story, I think.
Yeah, so you got Toy Story, and then not long before that was like Pocahontas and Lion King.
Yeah. Then you had that like 3 blind mice thing, and then they cremated them like 23 years later
all
for
three
the
of them.
memorial.
Well, just the one.
Yeah. They decided to try and burn the rodent to amuse themselves at the Cycle King story in Bury St Edmunds, Suffolk.
What would amuse me?
I'd love to have burned that mouse.
Cremating rodents.
The thing is, because there was a fire near me, apparently, I got told, like some fish and chip shop burnt down. I've done some pretty irresponsible things with fire, but I've done them responsibly in a weird way.
Yeah.
Because it's never been out of control, but like we've filled a frozen turkey with gasoline and then threw it into the woods on fire. But it was like we knew it was going to be fine.
Yeah.
Cleared the
We
brush.
used to fuck with fireworks in the backyard when we were living in Alsager. Put them in the shed in boxes of cornflakes.
Yeah. And we didn't even understand what a rocket did. I
The
just
wheelie
kinda
bin was
put it in. I
pretty
put the
good.
rocket in the ground and
Yeah.
set fire to it, and it just stayed there while it was. And it was like, oh god!
Everyone
bang.
else ran back inside. Yeah. You ran to the bush.
This will be fine.
What's going on?
Yeah. Go up.
Yeah.
Don't irresponsible stuff. Set fire to Christmas trees that we found, and
Yeah.
then just take them to the park and set them on fire.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's always been an element of like, well, no, I understand not to let it out of control. So keep clear of all this kind of stuff. Could easily still have, it's not like 100% safe, obviously, could still have gone wrong. I've started fires in parks, just like, just have a little fire here when I was like 15,
Yeah.
just behind some trees, and then, that was a good fire, and put it out. But yeah, I don't understand how you could set fire to a mouse and it goes out of control.
Unless you were trying to make it go out of control.
Yeah. Maybe. Unless it was like you put the I'm assuming they made a pyre, right, and put it on top, and then put it on top of something flammable.
Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty insane how quickly like houses and buildings go up because of how dry the wood is and stuff.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Fires are. It depends on the environment that's around you. Like from past experiences of us trying to get fires going, and it just taking so fucking long.
Yeah, just when it's been damp and stuff.
Yeah, like the conditions still have to be right. You have to have a perfect storm of like dry mice.
But again, inside a house, it's probably going to be pretty dry everywhere.
Yeah, to be fair, you shouldn't be
Depending.
setting fires to things inside the house.
Are bicycles flammable? I guess they might be some of it. Like tires are really flammable, aren't they?
Tires, yeah. Excuse me.
Burning down cycles. Burning mice.
Yeah, tires. Maybe oil. Maybe
Maybe.
grease. I don't know. It doesn't really strike me as flammable.
Paperwork. Just more mice.
Paperwork. You used loads of paperwork on that bike.
Yeah, it was a delivery bike. The blaze spread to a neighbouring pub and restaurant, causing 1.6 million pounds of damage. They used some form of fuel or other accelerant to deliberately set fire to that mouse. All right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Judge David Pugh described it as an act of sheer stupidity and said the pair were planning to amuse themselves to alleviate a boring day by cremating a mouse.
Set fire to an entire street. I'm amused.
But what about the mouse? Well, the mouse has
Just-
has ascended.
Yeah. Like a million times.
It is now a god of mine.
Yeah.
12 fire crews were called out to deal with the blaze. Finley, who worked at the cycle shop for 3 years, has been fired. No.
Oh, is that all? Just.
I'm assuming, like, it must
afraid
have
we're
been
going to
some
have to
kind
let
of
you go.
charge. Yeah. The week's
Why?
my yearly review's up next week. What are they going to do? Yeah, cremate a mouse. Why not?
Yeah.
Cremate a mouse, ruin a bike, ruin a pub and a restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so straight. It's very fascinating how your whole life can just change in an instant. Because like they went from let's burn this mouse to no,
Yeah.
now we're responsible for like millions of pounds worth of damage, and
Yeah.
now I can't work at the cycle shop no more.
Yeah, and like, how do you get your next job?
Yeah,
Like,
at a pet shop.
yeah,
That's the best. A mouse burner.
yeah,
Don't bring him in.
yeah,
His life's ruined. Just life's completely changed. Yeah, same as like if you accidentally hit someone with a car. It's like that. You're a different person now. Oh. It's just so weird how completely random your whole personality, your whole life is just changed by random occurrences. I say random, they set fire to the mouse.
Yeah, it's,
So it
it's
got
somewhat
completely random.
predictable.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's not predictable. I don't think they planned on burning down half the street. I think they just like, let's burn this mouse. And
Yeah.
there'll have been plenty of people that have done shit like that before.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't done anything maybe that macabre,
Yeah.
but I've set random fires and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and yeah, it could have easily gone out of control,
Yeah.
but it didn't. But it's because I was responsible.
Responsible filling turkeys with gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Christmas. I remember because I went to the petrol station to try and buy petrol to fill this turkey, and that's really weird.
Sorry.
So you're messing with the levels. It was going like from 1 ear to 2 ears to one. What's going on? I went to the petrol station to fill up with petrol to put in this frozen turkey that we found in the woods, and they didn't have any fuel canisters things. So I was so I just bought a 2-litre bottle of Evian. Just walked out and poured it out. And
They don't like you
filling
doing
up.
that.
No.
No.
But I said, well, it's Christmas. And he went, all right. I said, oh, my mate's broken down. I'm such a good liar when I was a kid. When I was a kid. Just improv. This is a chance to improv.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend's broken down and it's Christmas. You want him to see his newborn son, right? Yeah, all right. It'll be quick.
That extra layer, was that necessary?
Yeah. But it's my youthful innocence.
Yeah.
Look, oh, please, come on, Gov. I'm doing something nice.
Yeah.
Tiny Tim's out there. He's lost. I got away with it because it was Christmas. And then we had a big fire. Anyway, in other news, do you know Banksy? Apparently, he might be the guy from Massive Attack. I didn't realise that was a theory.
Yeah, it was. There's also a theory, I think, that he's one of the guys from Daft Punk.
Look, it's either Daft Punk or Massive Attack. What about the Chemical Brothers? Nah, bro, it's not the Chemical Brothers. It's got to be a member of a band.
Right? There's only one.
Yeah, but yeah, apparently there's a West Midlands Banksy who's been caught.
Right.
I'll go through the whole article. This is submitted by an audience member, by a listener. A 50-year-old mystery has been solved after a pensioner appeared in court for leaving cartoons of penises and vulvas on beer mats across the West Midlands. I'm Banksy.
A mystery.
Just on beer mats, just crude
He's
drawings.
been... What's he... Is he...
For 50 years,
Yeah.
he's been drawing on beer mats.
Right.
Like penises and vulvas and leaving them in pubs.
Okay.
And no one knew who it was. Now, this pensioner's come forward. It was rumoured he was dead.
No one's ever seen him face.
Who drew this penis on this toilet wall? Well, it was probably the elusive West Midlands Banksy. John Arthur Wheeler, 75, was dubbed the Black Country Banksy for his explicit sketches that were always signed with the initials AJW. It's not his initials.
Well, right.
I think he also had a thing for leaving pictures of the late opera singer Mario Lanza. I've branched out.
Yeah.
I do cocks, I do cunts, and I do Mario Lanza. They become increasingly X-rated. One suggested that he had an 8-inch prick, but he has now been hauled before the courts for outraging public decency, outrageous public decency, I guess, as a result of the sketches and lewd calling cards that you left behind in community centres, public toilets, and libraries.
No one's fucking outraged. Shut up.
Well, you can't leave pornographic material in public places.
It's
I
a
guess.
drawing.
It's a milkshake.
Can you not leave like what the fuck? What's his name? Someone's David.
Oh yeah, Michelangelo's David.
Can you not leave that about? It's art.
Yeah.
Is it not?
You could.
It's a drawing that a guy's done, and it's signed. Does that not class as art?
Yeah, but was it Mario Lanza?
You have to judge it.
Everything's against.
You have to judge everything as like having like merit in some instance, but like in which case you have to say there's a cutoff somewhere. What's the cutoff? Does it have to be like 300 years old or whatever for it to be art?
Yeah, I mean, because you could say that if it was in a library, you could have Michelangelo's David in a book.
Yeah,
but could you have it on a wall?
You could have a book. You could have a painting or whatever that is like the history of porn. Art can be fucking anything. Like,
oh yeah, but there is certainly some art, like torture art, the art of torture.
Yeah,
probably shouldn't be exposed to everybody.
Yeah.
But like you could find it probably. It
But
probably
then,
is an art.
you in order to have a problem with him doing that, you have to be able to determine that he's doing it in order to like offend children or whatever.
Yeah.
Not he's doing it because it's a laugh and it's something he likes doing.
Well, when his home was raided, police found hundreds of beer mats. Prosecutor Sophie Murray said he subsequently referred to himself as a pervert. I'm a pervert.
I collect beer mats and I'm a pervert.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Michelangelo's David. Wheeler from Kings Winford, West Midlands, it's a weird name for a town, said that he had been inspired by the works of Pablo Picasso. Well, it's obviously a Picasso, isn't it? He was spared jail on Friday, but was told he must not leave his house with any pictorial representations depicting naked men or women, buttocks, genitalia, or female breasts, unless they are to be exhibited in public art exhibition. So the judge was kind of like, look, unless it's for art, you can't leave. So maybe they've kind of, at that point that you've made, they might be like, okay, if it's for art, yeah, but if you're just leaving beer mats to be a prick.
I think I find weird though, is like, how do you judge it? Because it's not vandalism. Because he's not permanently affecting anyone's property.
Well, the beer mats, I don't know whether they're his beer mats or not. It's graffiti, I guess.
It's not permanent.
Marker pen.
No, but
you
like
can move the beer mat.
Yeah, just there you go, gone.
Turn it over.
Yeah,
There's
turn it over.
Banksy on this one.
Yeah. But now, if I was Banksy, I'd go around drawing pictures of penises with vulvas on beer mats.
Yeah. Carry on the legacy.
Yeah, just sign it Banksy. It's like, see, now it's fucking art.
Yeah. I just like that there was a weird mystery around it. And the drawings aren't like good drawings. They're like you or I can't remember what your drawing ability's like, but mine's terrible.
Mine's awful.
It's literally like my version of a drawing. His depiction of Mario Lanza or whatever was just a head.
Right.
With Mario Lanza written under. From what I could tell from the pictures anyway.
Yeah.
Just a head.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, he's been caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've always had this weird argument that's always been going on about nude men is more acceptable than nude women. Right? As in, like, you can have a topless man, but you can't have a topless woman.
But a man's chest isn't sexual.
Exactly. There is a difference between it. But people go like, no, breasts to breasts. Like, well, they are different, and yeah, they are sexual to different people in different ways.
Yeah.
Like maybe some women are attracted to a men's chest the same way that men are attracted to women's
like,
chest.
I'm not saying I agree with it necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, I think if a woman wants to walk around with her top off, then whatever, as long. But the thing is, you go into murky waters there, where it's like, well, there's people's kids watching, and if they're not happy with their kids seeing the woman walking around, then we've got an issue. But from my personal perspective, I don't care. But if you think like,
but what's the energy
it's
behind
not going to change things?
But yeah, so because the thing was about, I think Sarah Silverman did a thing on, I think it was Twitter or Instagram, one of those, and she started taking pictures of herself topless and putting them on social media, and they got removed from Instagram, but not the topless man that she posted. Like, she was doing that kind of statement.
Yeah.
And you go like, well, I understand that there shouldn't be a double standard, but I think you need to understand we need to clarify what the energy is.
Yeah.
Because if the reason that I would expect people don't want there to be naked, topless women on like social media is because people will perverse that. Not that, this women's bodies are something to be ashamed of and cover yourself up and anything like that.
That's not what it is.
It doesn't, for me at least, it doesn't feel like that at all. It just feels like somebody might become attracted to that, might become addicted to that, might follow you down, hunt you down, might spend all day watching it and making you, could result in something being uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an energy designed to try and protect the person in question.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to shame the person in question. But that's just my initial feeling on it. I don't know whether, I've never understood the case of like you should be ashamed, but you should put shame on someone, like, oh, put some clothes on, don't do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like in Victorian times, don't show your legs.
Yeah.
Because you whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always felt like don't do it because men are evil. It's never been because you're not worthy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's been a weird one.
Oh,
anyway,
do what you want.
Yeah, just chill out.
Yeah.
chill out and do all that. Yeah, there was another, and there's quite a bit sent in by listeners this week. London police officers did a social media tweet boast, and they've done a few recently to try and promote what they're doing in the community. But when they found like a drugs bust, they took a photo of all the drugs. I mean, look at we've had a successful drug bust today. They did another one with a weapons bust. I can't remember where they did it. But they found a weapons bust with loads of knives, like a fencing sword and all that kind of stuff. And Americans are making fun of it because in that weapons cache is a spoon. And they're like, why did you take the spoon? Is a spoon a weapon? Right. Oh, Britain's really strict on rules. They won't even let you have a spoon. It's like, well, it was a rusty spoon.
Yeah. Well, that's dangerous. You get tetanus from that.
But it's not like they're going around. And again, it's how you interpret the news, isn't it? Because obviously a lot of people are responding by going, oh, the police are coming to take your spoons. It's like, no, they're coming to take your knives. And if there's a spoon in the knife drawer, they might grab it. They're
not gonna be like knife, spoon, spoon, knife.
Yeah, and it might just be
it could be like knives. Let's go.
But then just think about it a little bit more. I mean, spoons are used very regularly for drugs.
Yeah.
So like maybe it was an evidence thing. This spoon was used with drugs, so it's on there. So this is just the evidence that we've logged. This isn't look at all the weapons we found.
This is everything that was in the weapons cache.
Yeah.
It's like if someone's murdered, you take everything. Like
there could be blood, there could be a DNA on it or anything like that. Yeah. Just think, please. Just look again. Like, I get that it's easy to make the joke and it's fun to make the joke. But at least just recognise that it is the joke that you're making. Be like, well, it's still serious. But it's just, again, it's people's weird issues with the police that I've never really understood.
Yeah.
They just don't like the police. It's like, okay, fair enough. Why? Well, because they, they're bastards. Okay, why? They just are. All right, fair enough. I mean, and it's not even relevant for people to have negative experiences with the police. They just don't like authority of any kind. And they think that they therefore don't need an authority figure. And you do. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's fragile. I think it's a control thing at the end of the day. Yeah. Don't tell me what to do. I'll punch this wall if I want. All right. Do what you want. But strange.
Yeah.
That was just a quick one. Beware of spoons around police. Game of Thrones.
Okay.
You've watched it?
Yep.
You good?
I don't care.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, like everyone shit on it. Like the people I watch it with, like some were happy, some weren't. But I was just like, the whole thing felt very rushed. But I'm not dissatisfied.
It's weird how much people hated it.
Yeah,
like so many people hated it, and it's like I hated it. But like I'm in the same vein of like, well, I don't care. It's happened. Yeah. But now there's this petition that's gaining followers.
Oh no!
It's
Grow up.
1.5 million people apparently. I don't understand petitions anyway, but like 1.5 million people want it to be remade. It's like, no,
they're not going to do that, are they?
But again, it reminds me of people yelling at football screens.
Yeah,
being like, oh no, put him on, take him off, put him on the wing. It's like, I'll try and make it with good writers this time. It's like, you don't know if that was the issue. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't a book, so no, you don't know. This is you yelling out football trivia. Be like, oh yeah, but if they had a book, then it would have been different. And if it was sunny on Sunday instead of cloudy on Friday, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's a show. Maybe it wasn't as good as you wanted it to be. And yeah, I think they made a lot of I didn't enjoy it because it felt like it was done badly. Yeah. But it wasn't necessarily the writing. It could have been the script. It could have been the editing. Could have been the cinematography. Could have been anything.
Yeah.
Of just the added to this things of like, this just wasn't ready. This shouldn't have been done.
Yeah.
But you go, hey, it's fucking television. It's going to make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah.
It's maybe might not work out. They can fix it in other ways further down the line. By addressing, like I've said, there's loads of stuff they start but never finish. You're like, well, that's probably they probably earmarked it for we'll make a miniseries out of that or whatever. They can, if it's the world crumbling that you're worried about.
It's just, it's strange, and the amount of people I see bitching about it, I'm just like, there isn't a single one of you that could have done a better job.
Well, it's everywhere. I'm so sick of it. Every fourth post that I see is a news organization posting about Game of Thrones. Why do people in Game of Thrones say cunt so much? Well, because that's the
Because
that's how that's the characters.
Because they decided
to. Who asked who wrote it? They decided. Yeah, but you shouldn't because of Christians.
Why does this man draw so many penises? He just wants
He's
to.
just Banksy. He's just... Yeah. But yeah, it's a weird arrogance to be like, no, do it again.
You will do it again, and you will do it better.
It took 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do another 10 years.
Like you fucking like your school teacher telling you to do your homework again because your handwriting's not neat enough. It's like, fuck you. Yeah, it's there.
It's just the more and more I think about it, I think everything comes down to control. It wasn't what I wanted. Like, okay, you have to accept that some things are not what you want.
Oh,
yeah. But it's the same thing with any petition. I mean, the big petition about the revote on Brexit, I think it's kind of the same way. I understand that you want to give a message, the same way that the Game of Thrones message is lots of people did not like season 8.
Yeah.
That was the message. Don't change it. I mean, I went to the guy's change.org petition place. He's written a whole blog about, well, HBO haven't contacted me yet. I don't expect them to, but I thought I'd keep you updated. It's like, no, they're not going to give a fuck about you.
No.
One, you're only 1.5 million people. That sounds like a lot to you, but that's not how many, compared to how many people actually watched it.
But the thing is, HBO offered them the money and the time to do 2 more seasons, and the people who made the show, because they want to go on to other things now, decided like, no, just give us this much, 6 episodes and this, and we can wrap it up.
But even then, I don't think it would have gone as well. I think the problem was in the formula of the show, rather than I think it's one of those. It's like we saw Dexter last time.
Yeah,
I think the last seasons of Dexter were very unsatisfying, but you had to kind of do it just to kind of close everything up and make everything tidy.
Yeah.
And you go like, I don't think there's a way that they could have finished Dexter in the way that people wanted it to. And they would just it was building up so much that it was like the only way you could really handle this is with lots of other shows, which could have been the intention and could still be the intention to kind of make it carry on.
That's what we think. It's well, I mean, the people I've been talking to about it were just like, well, they've made this whole world. There's no way they're not going to use it again after they put all this money and all this fucking time into it.
Yeah,
like they'll just do spin-offs telling different stories. Like
you go, like they should have just not have made this season yet, or not done it if it wasn't going to be right. The same with House of Cards. You go like the most recent season felt like the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I couldn't finish. I didn't finish it. I only watched a couple of episodes. But it was just like this and this is fine, and then I'll just ignore that bit, and then this, and you're like, hang on, why have you done this?
I'm all about. Like, if you're going to do something right. But I'm not a TV producer, and I'm not going to pretend to even fathom how that world works. And all of the obstacles that you have to overcome to get a show on air for just fucking half an hour, let alone 6, 8, 10 years, whatever the fuck it's been. Like, and all the arrogance of all these people to assume that either they could have done it better or just that. Oh, it's just fucking stupid.
Well, it literally just feels like people yelling at a football screen, telling the players how to play. You're like, no, mate, you don't understand. And admittedly, there is some things in there that seem really stupid in the game. The finale, for example, there's like a random moment of PC culture, of like, why doesn't I'm trying to think of a way to phrase it. How about if I'm going to cook dinner, why don't we all agree what we're going to have for dinner? Like, no. That's space. That's the code.
Oh, is it?
Figure it out.
Is this no spoilers or something?
Yeah, no spoilers. Someone's going to cook a roast dinner, and they want everyone's input on the roast dinner. And it was completely pointless in the show, but they wanted someone to be like, democracy.
Oh,
no! It was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Why is this here?
Yeah, I remember.
You haven't thought this through. It doesn't make any sense at all. And for anybody to say it who's apparently intelligent is completely out of character.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough time because you've only got the oven for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Everyone's hungry now, you stupid cunts.
Yeah.
I'm saying cunts a lot today. I'm in a good mood. Good nauseous mood.
Strong word.
Yeah. So yeah, Game of Thrones. I agree. I understand you don't like it, but don't try and change it just because you don't like it.
Yeah.
Same people being picky with food, like roast dinners.
Yeah.
Just like, I grew out of it, but I think everyone goes through that phase when they're a kid, where they're really fussy about something, whether it be food or what they're doing or how they're treated. And you eventually have to go like, no, this is food. You either eat it or you fuck off.
Yeah.
Weird childhood. Okay, lastly from me, this is very overly political, partly because it's from The Sun. Again, written in by a listener, but it's just, again, it's just an example of, I think people don't know what they want. A transgender man arrived at hospital suffering from severe belly pains. Turned out he was in labour, but nobody diagnosed it as pregnant because, and they're saying because he was a transgender man. So he was written down on his medical documents as male. He appeared male, so they didn't say, "Are you pregnant?"
This is exactly what I was fucking saying when they were petitioning the government to alter it on, like, I don't know if it was birth certificates or it was something on that level, where like, and I was just like, no, because like I'm fine with you calling yourself and believing whatever the hell you want to believe about yourself and like live your life the way you want to. That's your freedom. That's your truth. Even though I fucking hate that term.
Conditional truth.
Yeah. But like, if a doctor has to treat you, he has to treat you as whatever biology you most closely resemble.
Well, you have to recognise that it's fucking... There's a million people. If 1 million people were in the emergency room and they're all men, how many of them do you think are pregnant?
Yeah.
So they have to play by the numbers and be like, you're male, so I'm not going to spend the tests to see if you're pregnant or not.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. And again, it's how important do you want... How much do you want to segregate the sexes? Because your identity is different to your biology. Right, your biology is kind of irrelevant unless you're in a hospital.
Yeah.
Your blood type, right? Your blood type is not your identity.
No.
But the doctors will need to know your blood type.
Yeah.
So for some reason, people won't tell me my blood type. I'm assuming it's because I've got some kind of alien kind of blood type. But that's not part of who I am. I don't associate that with me. But if I go to a doctor's and they want to give me blood, I want them to know exactly what blood type I've got.
Yeah.
The same reason why it's identity, be whoever you want to be, but if you've got testicles, doctors should know to test for testicular cancer.
Yeah.
If you've got ovaries, they should know to test you for ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be part of who you are.
Yeah, and it shouldn't. You shouldn't be making it some kind of political puzzle for the doctor to figure out whether or not you've got a fucking uterus.
Yeah, don't. I think I'll read the article because I think I've put some stuff in that I'm not quite remembering. When he was admitted, the nurse on duty noted he was obese and had stopped taking his blood pressure medication and didn't consider his condition to be an emergency. So the nurse looked at him and went, well, you're obese, you're on blood pressure medication, but you're not taking blood pressure medication and you're suffering from abdominal pain. I'm assuming it's probably something to do with that. We'll put you in the queue to do something. Again, maybe not the perfect response, the House MD response, but just chaos is happening in them. It's an emergency room.
Yeah.
It's a room filled with urgency.
Yeah.
It soon transpired that the guy was actually pregnant and had gone into labour, which tragically ended in a stillbirth. So, yeah, they had a stillborn child.
Right.
The 32-year-old patient told the nurse he was trans when he arrived at A&E, and his medical records listed him quite rightly as male. He hadn't had a period in years and had been taking testosterone, but when he lost his insurance, he stopped taking all medication. A home pregnancy test was positive, and he said he peed himself. So
what?
if the, not the victim, but the patient knew that he had a positive pregnancy test, that's enough to like maybe he did mention it and the nurse ignored it, but that would feel like something that would raise an alarm.
Yeah.
They'd be like, okay, well, that's obviously something strange going on.
Yeah.
The nurse ordered a pregnancy test, but considered him stable. Okay, so she did recognize a pregnancy and then issued a pregnancy test, but assumed they'd be okay.
Yeah.
Not transphobia, just like if it was a pregnant woman, and the argument is that if a pregnant woman came in with those pains, she would be treated differently. And you go, yes, but that's because it's more. With this patient, it could be a number of different things. They weren't taking the medication, they weren't trying to have a baby. As far as we know, maybe they were. They came in saying they had a positive pregnancy test. They're on different levels of medication, which are used to affect hormones, which can contribute to a false positive on a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
So it could be a number of different things. But yeah, they're saying that it's the doctors in the world need to be told more about trans people because they need to learn how to deal with these emergencies. And you go, yes, I understand, but are we saying that it's because they were trans that they weren't treated? Or are we saying that they were more difficult to treat because they were in a more complicated medical situation?
Yeah.
And if you say that it's transphobia, then yeah, if there's a trans man coming in and they're not, I'm not going to treat you because you're a trans man, that's one problem.
Yeah.
But if it's literally just like, there's a lot going on here and we don't understand it yet because there's so many different possibilities, we're still going to treat you, but you don't seem to be in emergency right now. So we'll deal with it. It's just a weird case. I understand the concept, but yeah, it seems like after reading this, they're not intentionally trying to hide their biology. So I don't think that they're doing anything wrong, but it kind of feels like you're trying to say that this was a transphobic attack. And I don't think that it was.
No.
It feels like it was an unfortunate situation. The same reason, if anybody goes into a doctor's office and say, I've got 10 different medical diseases and I'm not taking any medication for any of them and my stomach hurts.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily go, oh, well, they might rush him to the front of the queue. Be like, well, will you be fine for an hour? I think so. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems odd. It's a weird note to end on, but that's me for this week.
Yeah. We've I listened to I did say we wouldn't bring him up again, but I listened to Ragbag this week.
Okay. You okay?
I'm all right. I to be fair, I listened to 80% of it, not the 20% that he actually does. But and he got in touch because at the start of that, he's got like I don't know if it's like it's a book or a novel or
yeah, he's written something. He's written a book or something. He's got an audio book as well.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like some form of trickery or something, but he's paid us to do an advertisement for his book.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Because I guess that's the only way he's gonna like get on the show now, because he's gonna be a dick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I agree with its sentiments.
Mm-hmm.
But
not surprising.
Yeah. Anyway, it's if you want to get a copy of it anyway, it's at frankburton.bandcamp.com. I think it's called 100 Stories.
Okay.
I'm not going to listen to 100.
Yeah. It's not his story. Anyway.
It's not going to happen. But the nice thing is that he allows you to name your price, because who in their right mind would pay good money for that?
Yeah.
He sent a clip of the book to play anyway.
Right.
Welcome to the audiobook version of 100,
transcript.
written and read by Frank Burton.
Okay.
1.
Nicht sind Arbeiter, Angestellte, Handwerker, Bauern, Studenten, Bürger. Nicht sind irgendwelche Anhänger irgendwelcher Weltanschauungen, sondern dass wir sind Angehörige eines Volkes.
You have been listening to 100, written and read by Frank Burton.
Not sure I agree with the sentiment.
Yes, I see what you mean. You warned me about it. You're like, I don't know if it's too far. Alright.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah. Alright.
Not sure I agree with the sentiment of it, but if you want to listen to, that's the German translation. If you,
that's the pug translation. It's been translated for small dogs. See what they do. See if they end up in prison.
Maybe. I imagine that'll be redacted by next week.
No, that's fucking. Yeah, I agree. We'll see what he thinks.
See what he says.
Again, I'm the angry gorilla demon. You're just like the guy that's skinning people in the corner, just being like, "Yeah, I'll do a scum this week." I've been on wild adventures of horror. Yeah, well, I've just been skinning alive the morals of communities.
But yeah, if you're into white nationalism, read Frank's new book.
Yeah. Right. No, it could be a good outtake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll be the only ones that ever hear this.
Part of the Christmas special.
All right, small pause.
Yeah, small pause for edit. Okay.
Yeah, so just a scum this week.
Steve's collection of useless meanderings. Scum.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. It's all out. It's all out.
During World War II,
Frank Burton was spotted. Okay.
During World War II, Russian soldiers took heat pills that kept them warm in the winter. However, they would also lose weight despite eating well, as the pills spiked their metabolic rate and energy lost was turned into heat. It's banned as a weight loss aid, as an overdose can cook people to death.
I've used those.
Have you?
Yeah, thermogenics.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, they it's to aid weight loss in like bodybuilders and stuff like that.
It
but
says they're banned. Maybe it's in the States or something.
well, I imagine like that dosage was banned. But
Yeah.
I tried a few different things, and I tried that, and I remember doing it when I was training was fine. And then like a year or so later, there was still a bottle, and I was like, oh, I'll get back into training, and tried it, and yeah, just your internal temperature just boop,
it's strange though.
very warm.
Because
yeah.
it's like, well, you'll just... That's what a fever is, isn't it? Your internal
Basically.
temperature rises and you just can't do anything.
Basically, yeah, but it wasn't like a heat in your head. It was just like your body was just much warmer.
Right, okay.
And yeah, I guess it makes sense, right? Higher temperature burns more calories just
Yeah.
because of temperature and burning.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So yeah, just yeah, it's weird, but I've tried it. I don't think I'd try it again though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like that's like having what was it called? Carbon, some kind of focused energy drink that lifters use and stuff like that before they use weights. It's something like C2O or HO2, something like that. It's like not quite water, not quite carbon dioxide,
Yeah.
but it's some kind of energy drink that you drink. And yeah, you drink, you just go insane.
Right.
As in, yeah, I just drink it and be like, yeah, right, and then you can run for longer because your body's just on coke.
Oh.
It's fucking surreal. But it's even more surreal when your body gets used to it. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm alive. But yeah, pills to keep you warm.
Yeah, so just it's, I guess...
Short-term fix, 'cause
Russia
as you
cold-
said, you just lose weight
just
and that
lose
makes you
a
cold.
load of weight. Yeah, and it's already difficult to feed a couple of million people.
Just feed them heat.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. In 1855, the mayor of Los Angeles convinced a mob not to kill an accused murderer, but to try him in the court of law. When the accused man was acquitted, the mayor resigned and led a mob to murder him anyway.
Lads.
I've made a mistake.
Just kill him.
Yeah. He was re-elected a year later.
Well, he let us kill that guy. Throw it back in.
Yeah. Let the court decide. The court's decided, no! Throw in milkshakes.
Yeah. What's your political campaign this year? Well, I want to assassinate Gary Busey. Hey!
Yeah. What's your platform? Does anyone remember I killed this guy?
Hooray!
Yeah. When the Prussians is a thing. Is that like
Yeah.
where's that? Is that that's not no, that's
Russia.
Persian.
Not Russia, sorry, Germany.
Okay.
I think that's the Prussians were like northern Germany towards Russia.
When the Prussians forbade the Danes from displaying their flag in the early 20th century, the Danes responded by creating a new breed of pig that resembled the Danish flag and displayed that instead.
No flags. Pigs. You didn't say anything about pigs.
Put the pig on the pole.
Oh, the Danes are here.
Loads of flags wandering around the countryside looking for truffles.
Doesn't feel like a correct Danish. Did you say it was the 20th century?
Early 20th century, so
Early
early
20th.
1800s, I guess.
1900s.
No, early 1900s.
Yeah. So they're not really quite the Danes at the top of their Daneness.
no. Very
Didn't realise-
passive aggressive.
I didn't realise
Danes.
Prussia
Danish
was
bacon.
earlier. Yeah.
There you go.
just
Looks
just
like a
cloth.
flag.
Didn't know Prussia was 1900. That's odd. Fair enough.
Yeah, don't know.
Guess it makes sense actually. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Because of World War One and all that. I think that's when it all kind of got put together as Germany or whatever. Anyway,
1 gram of uranium-235 has 19,870,900,000 calories and would take 50 million hours of cycling to burn off.
give that instead of heat pills.
Yeah.
Uranium.
How? I mean, like, I know, like, you'll die, but
Yeah.
how on earth do you process that much? Like, does your body just be like, I can't, like, or do you eat it and then suddenly, like, like, just
you just explode
you
with
turn
energy.
to the side of the planet?
You become a black hole.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
how do you find it out? I guess if you
Well, it's
could simulate digesting it.
a calorie is it's just a measure of
Yeah.
energy. So they'll have worked this out to figure out how much energy you
In a
get
nuclear
from it.
reactor
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
Has that one still got a crack in it and leaking into the sea?
probably, but we don't talk about that
it's
anymore.
fine. I think that was Korea, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Was
Or
it?
Japan.
Oh,
There's one that's just leaking into the sea.
it's leaking. No, it doesn't.
Everything's
No.
fine.
That fish has 12 arms.
Brilliant.
Great. Now he can swim faster.
Think about how many milkshakes that fish can drink. Society will be saved.
Yeah. And finally, J.R.R. Tolkien had been known to, as a practical joke, apparently, dress up as an axe-wielding Anglo-Saxon warrior and chase his neighbour down the street.
As a joke.
As a joke.
But as a little joke.
You shall not die! What are you talking about, J.R.R.?
Yeah. Don't come near me. I've got a pig flag. What the hell going? It's like that guy just like fucking with his neighbour. Who was he called? There was some amazing man who really hated his neighbours. So like erect
covered
flags.
it. That was
Yeah,
so
I
good.
need to find
The flag
that
of the guy's own face, like the neighbour's face, just and an ornament that looked like his wife.
Yeah, just always pointed towards.
And he pointed all his CCTV cameras at them, and
Yeah.
like he was great.
Amazing ways you can mess with your neighbours.
Yeah,
But I don't know. It's always a weird one. It's strange that you get good neighbours, but then would you torture a good neighbour? I think if we lived near each other, I'd torment you in more local ways.
oh definitely. But like
Yeah.
we did that. You used to do that when
Live together.
yeah when we lived together. And yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a laugh.
Yeah.
But like if I looked across the street, saw a flag of my own face, I'd be like, that's next. That's next
Is
level.
that a trebuchet I can hear rattling back? Something's gonna happen. Close the window.
Pigs.
Flags. Lots of flags.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. Yeah. All right. Productive week. Can't kick Arnie in the back.
No, don't kick Arnie.
You can't. You shouldn't be throwing milkshakes. And
don't accuse people of atrocities. There's a good chance that you don't know what that means,
yeah.
and that this episode is mysteriously 3 minutes shorter than it's usually meant to be.
Tell you what, if it's not 3 minutes shorter than it should be, I'd be very surprised. But I'd have a little bit more respect for the guy.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. But
Yeah.
sorry there was no Frank Burton stuff this week.
Yeah, mysteriously.
Yeah.
All good.
Not sponsored by Ragbag.
Restraining order from Ragbag.
Yeah.
All good. All right, so sweet. Yeah, so I'm at Nick Snip.
I'm at Sing It Steve.
We're at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
we are wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com if you want to send shit in.
Yeah, and the Facebook page. Always like the Facebook page.
Yeah.
All good. Sweet.
Yeah.
Good
That
week.
was episode 138.
Something like that.
Yeah. See you next week.
Sweet.